Great, so the recording is running, and Lani, if you can progress on now. Thank you. Our disclaimer: the information provided in this webinar and any supplementary materials provided to registrants are intended for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional, financial, or legal advice. No registrant should act or fail to act on the basis of any material contained in this webinar without obtaining proper financial, legal, or other professional advice specific to their situation. The Northern California Small Business Development Center and its host, the HSU-sponsored Programs Foundation, specifically disclaims any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the information presented in this webinar. And now I present to you, Lani. Lani, thank you so much for presenting on Facebook today.
Sure, thank you, and welcome everyone. We have quite a few attendees. We are recording this. You will receive this along with a copy of my PowerPoint deck, so you can follow along with the recording. This is me, and that's my sidekick. He's not with me today. I am working from a remote at another location, but that's Charlie. And I do have years of experience working with small businesses across all sectors. I am passionate about small business. I believe in small business, and I am always honored to work and present about things that will help small businesses pivot, be resilient, recover, and succeed. So I'm going to go to my next slide. And so today's agenda, I'm going to be demonstrating Facebook, the back end of Facebook business page, live today. The PowerPoint presentation, we will come in and out of it, but you will receive it and it will mirror what I am showing you live, so you can follow along with the PowerPoint and or the recording. So I just want you to know that's how this presentation works. This is Facebook 101. It is going to show some of the features, the 10 features I believe that every business should know about when they do develop and start their business Facebook page. And if the more advanced, the 201, we do have a webinar on that. We've done it in the past. It's probably available on our YouTube channel, and we'll probably be doing it again. But this will be Facebook 101. There will be, at the last half an hour, I'll be talking about some of the best practices for really leveraging your business page in terms of posting, in terms of types of content we should be sharing during and now as we are becoming close into post-pandemic times, and then some resources that Facebook offers, and then we will have some time for questions and answers, I'm hoping, because there's a lot of information to cover. I go pretty quickly. I will keep a place for questions, for very high-level questions. If you have specific questions, we can always meet with you as an advisor and or answer offline. So I'm going to stop my video. I am working at a place where my backdrop is not as like my office, so I'm going to stop the video so that's not distracting. I am going to go ahead and get out of my PowerPoint. I'm going to minimize that. I just like to tell you what I'm doing so you can see everything. And then I am, oops, there we go. There's the Zoom. Let me move this down. And I'm going to go into the back end of my business page. Now, remember, when you see a page, that is not your personal profile. Your personal profile is an individual. That's how, if you have friends and somebody wants to send you a friend request, that's your Facebook profile. When we're talking about a Facebook page, we are typically talking about a business or a creative page, an organizational page. That is that side of Facebook. Right here this is the new format that you're going to see. I redid the entire PowerPoint presentation deck that you'll get with the new format. They rolled this out, I don't know, maybe about 6 months ago. And so it is what I see all the time now when I go on to my Facebook page and see it from the back end, right? So it is the new format. And so that is what I'm going to be teaching from. Right here, they just changed this. As you see, it says there's a little drop up here on the right-hand side, interacting as LL Consulting. That means I'm acting as my business Facebook page. If I change that to me, because of the firewall, I am going to see it as LL Consulting, Lani Lott would see it. This would be how a visitor would see it. I am no longer in the back end of my page as my business. Now I'm seeing this as a visitor. That is something that has changed. And so that's just a little nuance that I kind of wanted to start with. So the first area that I always recommend to my clients that you want to totally build out to have and have the most impact and advantage of a Facebook business page is your about. And this about should always be listed as right next to home as your number one of your 4 areas that visitors to your page see. This was changed. This is one of the new areas in Facebook's new format that has changed. If you remember right, they all used to list right down here. But now what we have over here is kind of your behind the scenes tabs for you as a business to be able to go and manage your page. So they put these others up here. This is what your visitors see. And so we have, when you go to more, you drop that down and then you see the rest of your pages or your features that you have activated. To change that, to change the order of these 4, let's say you have a shop, right? And you would like to maybe move shop to be your second feature that visitors see so they don't have to search for your shop. And maybe then you want to have services as your third, then you would come down here where it says edit tabs. This is a shortcut for you. You click on there. And it's going to show you, and of course, only you are seeing this. Your visitors don't see this. This is a management tool, right? So what we're talking about today are all of the management features that you have available to you on Facebook page. So here is, when these are highlighted, that means that they are active and those tabs will be shown along that bar. So if you wanted to move one up, let's say, okay, I want to move shop up. You just click on that, drag it up to wherever you want it, right behind your about, and stop there. Now it has to be activated in order to be seen, right? If it's not activated, like my live down here, it's not going to be able, visitors won't be able to see anything, won't be able to activate it. So now if we go back to our page, so I'm just going to go back to my home page. Now if you see, we see about, and we see our shop there, events, and then the drop down. So that's a trick. So you want to put your highest, most active features up here that you want your visitors to go visit. So the about is the first one, and that should always be right after your home. That's just the best practice that I believe in. If you don't want to have it there, you don't have to. I'm not going to grade you on that. It's not going to make any difference, but that's really where people want to go and learn more about your business. So if you link on that, then you can go in here, and anytime you see the pencils, that means you can edit that information. So you really want to go through this entire area and edit your page. So let's just hit that edit, and then you can see here. So this is my name, my username, my description. That's general. You can change your categories right here if you want to on those few things. That's your general. Your username is very important. You want to have a username because your username is kind of like your handle. And when you are trying to be tagged, or another business or an individual is tagging your business, you put that @ sign, right? And then type in the name. And then when that's highlighted, that means you're getting tagged. So you want to make sure your username is something that people can start to type in, and your Facebook page is going to pop up. It's not as easy as it sounds, because there's a lot of users on Facebook, and a lot of folks have the usernames already taken. So if you like have, Smith's Boutique, it might already be taken. And I know I was working with a client the other day, and we were having a hard time really dialing into a username for his business, because it was really a very common. So I don't know what he's actually decided to do in terms of his username. So this is then your description, and then your categories. You can add categories to this. I just put 2 of them there. Your contact information, of course, you want this to be current, right? Your phone number. If you have a WhatsApp, you know, Facebook owns Instagram, Messenger, and then WhatsApp. So if you are using a WhatsApp phone number for international business or out of the country business, then you would put that there. Then we have my email, and then I have my website. You can click there if you don't have a website. Your location. I put my Phoenix address because that's where I am right now working. I'm working from my Grass Valley office, but most of the time I'm located in my Phoenix office. So I don't need to have that there. If you don't have a location, if you're a home-based business or you're a creative and you have a studio, but you don't want people knowing where that is for whatever reason, then you don't need to put that there. Hours, I'm always open. 24/7, you know, because I'm a consultant. I look at my emails. I'll answer an email on, you know, Sunday night at midnight if I'm awake and there's an email there. But you can put your hours in there. You have permanently closed if for some reason you have sold your business or you're moving out of the area or you've, you know, you're just closing your business. You can put that there, open on selected hours. Then down here, these were special features that happened with the pandemic. They added that. Open with service changes. So if you click on this, it's going to give you, you know, an array of different options that you can put in here. This business has new or changed services. So if now from the pandemic, you're also doing online services, delivery, pickup, and other changes, you can put that right in there. Temporary closed or operating as usual, which is what I'm doing. And then there's more. And then here is where we really go into products and services, additional information. There's your QR code for your Facebook business page, pricing range. If you are a restaurant, often you will see this with the dollar signs. I don't put any range. I should put expensive, but no, I should put cheap. I don't know. But for my consulting business, it doesn't make sense. So I just put unspecific and then enter for other accounts if you wanted to link your Instagram account here. So that's the about, and that's what people see when they pull up and they're trying to figure. And I have to tell you, I go there a lot when I'm doing research on, like I like to use in what you see in the PowerPoint when you get it is I use examples from businesses in the region of where I'm teaching, because I like to pull down to show some examples. It's one thing to talk about a feature and how you build out the services feature on Facebook, but it's another thing to see a business that's actually done that. So I like to pull down examples from the areas I'm working. And usually I, try to search and find them and find what their business Facebook page looks like. And so you really want to have this built out because especially if you have a website, people are going to go to that website. You want them to land on your website. If you don't have one, then you really want your Facebook page to be your internet presence or, your phone number is correct. So that is really an area that you want to look at, your about page. I can't say it enough. Just going to leave it at that. So have fun with that. So the next area that is important is to know about your, let me just put my notes because I'm following along with you, is that this, of course, right here is your, that is your icon, right? That's your, when you're posting about your business or you're responding to a comment or people are pulling up, there's my handle. Remember my handle right here. And the thing about Facebook that I do enjoy is that they always have these pop-ups and they become, very explanatory. So if you don't really understand what that username, it tells you what it is. This is kind of your brand. So this is typically your logo or a picture of your business. If you have a physical business and you have a storefront that you want to showcase, this never should change unless you're rebranding. You want that to be consistent in the mind of your consumer, of your visitor, of your audience. So when I did my branding years ago, 2001, when I really was getting deep into my business, I did not have Facebook business page back then. And I did not think about this little round circle being where I had to fit it. Now, this works really well here, but my little tagline is cut off right there, right? So you kind of want to remember that when you're thinking about your icon for your Facebook page, your Instagram, your YouTube, all of these work together. This is, one of the areas that you're going to want to really have consistency in. Now up here, where it says Advocacy Update, that is your cover page. And that can be changed all the time. You can change that daily, you can change it weekly, monthly, quarterly, however you from a season, from a promotion. I just changed this because right now this is Main Street and I wanted to, just kind of change it and give it something new to look at, to kind of add some variety. And when you change your cover page, it also will then dump into your post. It dumps in that you've changed your changed your cover page, and then it also stores it as a picture or a photo in your photo library. So there's advantages to kind of, having fresh cover pages, and you can create those yourself with a photo you take. You can do some with some of the graphic design free services that are available. You can use it from using one of the stock photography free to use stock images. You can use it from cutting and pasting something. So you change it right here, right? So this is from your photo. So if I click there, I could go into my photos and you can see this was a cover page. This was a cover page. This right here was a cover page. These are mostly my cover pages that I have been changing because I haven't posted a lot of actual pictures because I haven't been out there to really take pictures. So let's say, okay, I want to change it to that one. So right here, it's just going to change it from that, and I can reposition it. You can drag to reposition it. And then you want to always, I got to move my name here. I got to save it. If you wanted to put a video, you can put a video up there. You can create a slideshow if you have a lot of different photos that you want to take. You can add them up here, and then it'll just, with the little arrow, people can go through it. So let's say you're wanted to show if you're a restaurant, you wanted to show maybe some of your featured lunch menu items, or if you're a boutique, you wanted to maybe show some of your new product lines. If you're like me, a consultant that's out in the field, maybe I'm working in a certain community and I want to show some of those businesses in that community. So you could create that there. Okay, I don't want to do that. So let's just go back. I got to get rid of my name. There we go. So I'm going to cancel that. Oops. Leave slideshow. Okay. Or the other area is that you can upload it right from your computer or wherever, and I'm using a desktop. So I brought, and Facebook, you may be using your mobile. So you've got to have your pictures on your mobile or your photos that you've taken on your mobile. Or if you're using your desktop, then you have them on your desktop, right? I just find it's much easier for me, and I've always had my desktop with me, my laptop with me, that I do most of my work with updating things on the desktop. But a lot of people use their mobiles too. My husband, for his business, he just uses his mobile device. So there, you've changed that. So that's your cover page, right? So you can change that as much as you want. It adds variety. When people come to your business page, they'll see that cover page, and it kind of gives them an idea of what's been going on or what's new or what you're promoting. And it doesn't always have to be about your business. It can be about another, maybe an issue in your community that you're, you're passionate about, something maybe federal that you're passionate about, an advocacy piece. So a lot of times during the pandemic, people were posting that eat out to help out, or they were saying, they were creating actually a piece that talked about what safety factors they did, safety and health protocol they've installed in terms of making sure that their place of business was safe for visitors to come, that they're open again, that they have delivery. So all of those kind of different types of cover pages. Okay, so then let's talk a little bit about this right up here, this whole part that we call kind of the bar and the navigation part of your business page. So I've already talked about these different, and we're going to go into a lot of these different features that you have available to you to really build out about your business on Facebook. Right here, these little 3 drop downs right here, these are other actions with your primary profile, Lani Lott. You can like this page, follow it, or take other actions, right? So if you can follow settings, share this, you can create a new page, you can like as your page. And this is where some people say, well, how do I get more followers, or how do I get people to really like my business page? Well, I always say the first place to start is to invite your friends from your personal profile. So this is where it happens, right here. It used to be in another area. Now this is where, now you're seeing, these are my friends that I have allowed and I've liked. I've opened, they're following me, or I liked them on my personal profile. And some of these are personal friends from childhood. Some are just friends that have nothing to do with my business. And some are business colleagues that I'm like worked with in the past. And maybe they don't know that I have a new business page. Many times you'll push something out when you first start your business page or your Facebook page. I would say go back quarterly and look at this and see who you've added into your personal profile that you might want to then slip over to help promote your business page and like your business page so their friends can see it. So I'm just sliding down to see if there's anybody here that I might want to invite to demonstrate. Okay, so Charlotte, I worked with her years ago. Maybe I'll see if she'll want to. So I'm just going to click there. You can also send an invite in Messenger, which it'll pop into their private messenger. So then I'm just going to send an invite. And what they get then is a message, and I'm sure you've seen this come into your personal profiles, that LL Consulting has invited you to like their page, right? And they're going to go, LL Consulting, who's that? And so they're going to come here onto LL Consulting before they click that they like that. And then they're going to look at that and go, oh yeah, I remember Lani. That's right. She has this business. And so then maybe they're going to like it, right? So that's where you start with inviting your friends from your personal profile. You're kind of like giving them a little like, hey, I just launched my page and I'm inviting everybody to like it. You might send that out in an email. You might put that in a post. But one of the easiest ways to really filter who you want to directly send an invite to is through that feature right here under these 3 dots. Okay. The next area that I want to kind of talk about is this Book Now button. This is what we call the call for action. I'm going to slip over to see how you would see it as a visitor. So I'm going to go to my right here, this is like what you would see if you were to go on my business page. And this is what LL Consulting and Book Now is my action button. This sits right up here in bright blue. You can't miss it. So I am going to go back to my business profile so I can make some changes to that. I don't usually do Book Now because I'm a consultant, but I was demonstrating this to a client and I see I hadn't changed it back. But so here is where some of the call for action options are. You decide what you want to put there and you can change this anytime. So we're going to edit the button. And you're going to see this long, and they've really added action buttons, action features or different actions to this call for action button over the last couple of years. So follow, view a gift card if you're wanting to choose a website where people can purchase your gift cards, start an order, where people, if you're a restaurant and you want to drive them to your website to start an order, Book Now. This is where people can book with you. get a quote, call now, contact us. I'm going to change it back to contact us because that's typically what I would like to do is drive them to my website. So if I click on here, then I need to type in my website, right? Let's see if it'll come up. Probably have to have, okay. So I'm going to save it. And then when we go back just to, I'll show you in a minute to test that button, but so you can, if you want them to call you, send you a message, what's up, an email. So there's all kinds, sign up, use an app. If you have an app that you've created and you're using your Facebook page to promote that, play a game, watch a video, and shop now, whether you have an e-commerce site, a full website, or you're using the shop feature that Facebook has launched in this last year. So these are all the different calls for action that you can select. And depending on what you want to do and what you're promoting and really what you're wanting your Facebook business page campaign to be doing, let's say in the next month, the next quarter, you can change that call for action button. So now let's go right here to here and let's, whoops, sorry. Let's get out of there. I don't know, I can't go back up there, but okay, so let's go see what it looks like at LL Consulting. I mean, so it still says booked. It hasn't, I have to refresh it. So that's what I'm doing, got to do. So let's just refresh this little guy. Okay. Well, I don't know why it's doing that. There's a little glitch in there. So anyway, it might be because I don't have my right, I don't have my full email, full URL correct. Like, so let's just do my, there we go. Let's just do that.
Lani?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question that's from the chat that's relevant right here?
Sure.
Mike's asking, most people I invite just like the page and not follow. What additional benefits for me comes from someone following?
It dumps into their news feed. If they like it, the algorithm may not be that it's gonna go right into their news feed. When you post something and they're following you, it's going to go into their news feed. That's the big difference right there. Okay, so here's send the email, right? So I can test that button. It's going to go to a test. It's going to let me, oh, see, it worked, right? That's my, so I can, that goes right to that place. So that is good. We'd have success there. So that's, I'm happy to see that. So that's where you change your call for action button. Okay, let me move on. All right, so let's go over to here and so let's go to my home, get off of the about. Whatever is highlighted is the button you're on, right? So the next feature I kind of want to show is the services button. And now I do not, or the service feature, I do not have that up here on the top, my top 3, right? So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to hit services. This is where you can build out and list your services. You could add a service. So you're a service-based business. You're a hair salon, you're a electrician, a plumber, even a consultant, a professional business. You're even a retail shop and you have other kinds of add-on services. Let's say you have, services of alterations. You also provide personal shopper services. So this is where services can be listed on your Facebook page. Real simple to do. You just add a service and then it gives you this whole laundry list of things to fill out that is appropriate to your business. So you have to kind of make sure that you know, okay, I have all these different services. I want this to be listed here, but it's also on my website. I'm also pushing it out through my email marketing. This just gives you another place that folks let's say they may find you on Facebook and they want to know more about your business. And so you list it here, and then you eventually want them all to go to your website. But this is where you add services, a fixed price. You can do appointments here. You can add a photo. You can show the service appointment. So you can fill all this out for your different services. I do the example I have on the PowerPoint shows, I think, a couple different businesses that have filled out the service. And then of course, if that is one of the areas that you want to really promote on your Facebook page, then you would want to move that up and have it come up here on the top, right? So if you've added new services during COVID, like delivery, curbside takeout, social commerce, e-commerce, you can list them in that section. You can add a fee or cost of services like spas, hair salons, home repair businesses. You can add those cost to that. What is the cost for, maybe you want to put on services that you can do an in-house assessment or visit is no cost. Our first, visit to just see what your problem is regarding your repair job is we don't have our first offer is free to come by and give you an estimate. You could put that there. It's kind of one of those little goodies that maybe set you apart from your competition. So services is really something that if you have them, you may want to list them there. The next area is the reviews. Now, here is reviews, right? You're seeing it from behind the scenes. This is 2 reviews that I've had back in 2016. And I use my Facebook page quite a bit for just showing examples. I have another Facebook page that I use for more of my clients that are city clients, but and then I manage about 5 different Facebook pages. So really these reviews are ones, and you have to ask for a review. It isn't something that just pops up, so let's say you've done a job, you send them an email and thank them and say, we'd also love to hear how, a testimonial or a review. Here's a link to my business Facebook page reviews. Would you please do a review for me, right? And so that's where they type it in and then they send it and then you accept it. They gave me 5 stars. And if you don't like the review, you don't have to post it. Again, your people are going to see from this as reviews. This is what you see as a visitor sees. And of course, this right over here, this is Facebook asking for shared feedback on the business reviews about this tab. They want to hear from us if we like it. This up here is telling me, oh, I've gotten 5 out of 5 opinions of 2 people about my business. And so that's I'm going to tell you, I never really thought in the world of social media that people really make decisions on reviews that they see online, because I come from a different generation and we're usually about referrals, person to person. But I have a 25-year-old and a 40-year-old daughters, and they make a lot of their decisions by what the online reviews are. Now, my 40-year-old daughter has a service-based business, and so now she's really reaching out to her past customers and current customers and having them always submit a review, because now she knows how important that is as another place where people are learning and wanting to know about this business. People really, the 25-year-olds and the millennials, 25-year-olds, Generation Z, whatever they are, they really take a lot of creed in looking at reviews and looking what people said and how many stars they got, what they did, not even that they know anybody. So this is an area that Facebook does have. If if you're already using Yelp or TripAdvisor, if you're in those sectors, you have reviews, maybe testimonials on your website. Reviews also not only help people look at that when they're visiting your business page, but it creates great content for you to repackage and send out through your other marketing tools, whether that's out through your email marketing newsletter, or you're putting it on your Facebook under testimonials, or you're using it in a print brochure. Here's what people are saying about us. And you've, of course, asked for permission to repackage that review. Is it okay that we share our review? My daughter, 40-year-old, who has the service-based business, she actually goes and does some videos with some of her past customers and actually does a video as a review, and has used that for some of her content and as a video on her business page. Okay, so that's reviews. Again, if you wanted, to put it up here, right up under, right next to about, because reviews are something that are really important, and it's really, you're catering to that market, that audience that really looks at reviews and makes decisions based on that. And you are continuously getting new reviews, then you want it to sit there, and you may want to have it as your second most important feature button up here. Offers. I don't see too many businesses using this. I think it's a place where we may be missing some of the opportunities that businesses can use for offers. This is something that I think is really something you would want to look at. If you have the type of business that can provide an offer, whether it's a discount, buy two, get one free, first consultation visit is free, you can create an offer, and then it will be pushed out into your followers' news feeds. And if they are liking your page or following you, often it will sit in their navigation button on their profiles. So it's right underneath all of these, right? You've got to have it activated to find it. And I have it way down here. It's not anything that I use real often. And you can just create the offer. Now, this is what people will see. What they show right here on the right-hand side is kind of like, you're designing the offer. Over here is all of the different features or different navigations or areas that you can create your offer. So on this first drop down, you can do percentage off, dollar off, free item or service, free shipping. So if you have an e-commerce and you want to offer free shipping during the month of May, because you're really pushing out, May as a month as customer service or customer appreciation month, or you're just going to really want to beef up some of your e-commerce online shopping, or your in-person visitation too, because this can be redeemed online or redeemed in person. And then you can customize it too. One thing I'm going to tell you about, a little secret that I learned the really hard way, is that once you save and publish your offer, you cannot go back and edit it. It is not like a post where you go, oh my, I spelled that word wrong, or I tagged the wrong business, or my goodness, there's too many spaces. I didn't, see that when I posted it because it didn't look like that. And you can go in and edit your post. You cannot do that on an offer. What you see is what you're going to get, and the only way to fix it is to take it down and do another one. So want to make sure whatever you type in your description is really accurate, spelled right, makes sense, and you have everything correct. So let's do a free. So say as you change that drop down, you can get your free items, you can add a photo, expiration date, which, you should probably have. If for this one, if it's a free service that you offer all the time, maybe you just, put in there 2024 or something, so it goes on for a while. In store, people can redeem this offer at your store, or online, people can redeem this offer online. When you do online, you have to connect it to a URL. There has to be a place where they go to redeem it. It's just not going to pop up online and nowhere. So if you don't have a website, you're probably going to have a difficult time with that offer being redeemable. So you want to remember that. save terms and conditions. If you have any specific terms and conditions, this is for new customers only, or, whatever your terms and conditions are. Promotion code, if you're going to use a code that they need to use and put into your online box, their shopping cart. And then you can also boost this offer, just like you can boost a post. Boosting an offer is a way that you pay to get it into a specific audience, just like an ad. This is 201, and you can boost this offer. And then you publish it, right? So we're not going to publish today because we're not really going to be doing this. So we are going to go back. So this is the offer feature. On your PowerPoint deck, I've put a couple examples of some offers that we don't want to publish, we want to go backwards, that people have used. No, we want to, yeah.
Lani?
Yes.
There's a question of, since you can't edit an offer, is it better to set shorter expiration times so you kind of have a way of updating?
Well, yeah, you can't edit any, yeah, you could do that. You can, I was going to say with editing, you can't make any changes, like if you misspelled something or you offered the wrong thing, or so in terms of a shorter expiration, let's say you just want to test the offer feature. You just want to see if there's, this is a really juicy offer. I really need to, create some cash flow. So I'm just going to do an expiration for, let's say, 10 days, and then I'll rework that offer. Really, there's just the caution is that whatever you write in that description or whatever that offer is, yeah, if you're thinking like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do this offer, yeah, you could do a shorter expiration. You drive it, you create it. But if there's an error if there's a typo, and we were talking offline before we started the webinar today about typos, because they happen. My middle name is typo. You might even find one in my PowerPoint. Let me know. So that's where I was just kind of cautioning it. If you're not sure about an offer and it's one that you just want to test, you don't want it to go on too long, you just want to see if there's any reaction to it, sure, the expiration period is what you decide to do. It's really up to you. Yes.
Lani, may I ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
One is, when I look at more community, it's in the list and I don't want it to be, but there's no button to get rid of it.
In community. Huh. Well, I think this is just showing us public posts. This must be something over in your settings. These are public posts. These are community of a post. I don't know much about that. That's like a 201. That my community is a new feature that they've added. And you cannot change it. Show friends post and public post about your page. So it probably needs to be set over here in your settings. If you don't want to show friends post and public post about your page, if you have that feature, you don't want it to be publicly shown, that's probably a area that you would fix in your settings.
And Lani, there's another question for you.
We're going into the weeds.
I know, but they're excited. They're excited. Is there any way to reach someone at Facebook for live tech support when you run into a tech issue?
There is not.
They were looking, they couldn't find it. They wanted to check.
Yeah, you can send emails and yeah, no, there is no phone number. I am so sorry. You there. I think you can send an email to them. They are not a place where you go and they will work with you like, maybe some of the other online, like I know GoDaddy is one that I use for some of my website servicing, and they're really customer friendly. You get a live person. They walk you through all of everything you did wrong. Facebook is not that. Now, with that said, their help is really incredible. You can Google and put in their help button, and they will try to talk you through some of it. And it can be very confusing if it's really a very deep question or a very specific question to you. But no, I am so sorry to say there is no way, I don't have any secret to how you could get a hold of a live person at Facebook.
And Lani, you are already having an impact on people. I have someone asking for your phone number and email address in the chat, but when we work through the SBDC, we operate a little bit differently. So can you let people know how they go about working with you through the SBDC?
Sure. Yeah, so that is at the end of our slide. When, if you are located in Shasta or Trinity County and you want to have meet with me and you want me to help you navigate your Facebook page, then I can do that for you through our Shasta-Cascade Small Business Development Center. If you're in another county in the state of California or in another state, you just at the end of our slide, and Linda will reinforce this, you can just Google your county and SBDC, find SBDC, and you can find one in your local area and you can contact them. And I would tell you right now, they probably have a great advisor on staff at your local SBDC in your state, in your county, that can help you, and you can make an appointment with them to help you with your Facebook page. Is that pretty much it?
That's it. Thank you, Lani. That'll get us by for a bit.
Okay. Oh, I'm so excited that people, have these great questions. Okay, the next area that I'm showing you is the jobs. Now, many businesses are hiring now, and you may be one of them, or you're looking for a job, and you may want to search. Sometimes if you come across a site, a business that a restaurant in your local area, and you may be interested in working part-time there, or you're a hair, a nail technician, or you're even a Pilates instructor, and you want to see what's in the area, what kind of studios they are. And some often they will list their jobs. And if you are a business that's needing to start to roll forward, open up more, and you're needing to add staff, then you can also use Facebook to post jobs. I don't see it a lot. And when I was actually looking through to find who was using this feature in our Shasta-Cascade County area and Trinity County area, I found a couple that are a hair salon and then also a coffee shop. So, but you can use here and create a job listing, and it's really very, very, and right here it gives you like a full on, if you wanted to, job title, you can apply. Oh, I might be on my other, I think I'm in my other, no, I'm in the right place. So this is showing me, yeah, that's right. This is showing me how the visitor would see this, your audience, your person that is, coming to your Facebook page, is following your Facebook page, likes your page, and it happens to, drop into their newsfeed, or they are going to your page to know more about what's going on in your business. This is what they see. Over here, just like the offer, this is where you build it out. Your job title, the work location. Is it full-time, part-time, internship, volunteer? Maybe you're a not-for-profit organization, and you are really looking for some volunteers to come in and help with a specific fundraiser or help with a specific initiative that you're doing. Or a contract. I don't see the contract very often. This would be what I would be interested in, because if I was looking for wanting to apply for something, I may look at who's offering a contracts as a federal organization or a state organization or a not-for-profit organization may be looking for a part-time marketing person on contract. That would be where you would list that. So these are your job types. Then you can, your description, describe the responsibilities and preferred skills for this job. And it'd probably be the same that you're listing on LinkedIn if you're using that platform, or if you're using Indeed, or you're using, Glassdoor, or all of those that are out there. There's just a whole bunch out there that people are going to, that you would then probably use similar descriptions right there. You could cut and paste it, right? Salary range, minimum, maximum per hour, Is it per day, per week, per month, per year, depending on if you're using contract? If it's, volunteer, I would assume that if it's volunteer, you may not have, oh no, so you may be paying your volunteers, per day, maybe $10 per day, or you don't put anything in there. Screening questions, by asking these screening questions, so you can actually screen, choose from the list, or write more. So that here's some of the questions. You can write a question. So that way it kind of says, are you available to start? When are you available to start? Oh, I can't start until 2022, or I only have 1 year of experience. So depending on how you want to screen your applications. Applications by email. These are, Yahoo. I don't even have a Yahoo account. So these are the two that I would probably want to put my email in there if you wanted to receive it via email. Here's again, require past employment or resume. So if you feature that, they need to, if they include their work history or attach a resume, a photo. Maybe you want to do a photo of your location or the office, something different than this. And then next, I don't know, maybe next is when you have more options. And of course, we're not doing anything there. So then they apply, and then it's going to come into your, either you're going to come straight to your email if they have questions, or it's going to come in as a notification to you at Facebook. So this is a feature that is available to you. You can save it as a draft if you're not ready to publish it yet. This is your preview. So that's a option here. Let's see, let's discard that as a draft. Okay, so there you go. That's your job feature. So then the other area that was brand new that Facebook has just really put up here are these free Facebook business tools. Now, this is kind of their way of promoting some of their more, some of their features that they've had in the past, but maybe it's more relevant now because we've had this crazy pandemic year. Sell your products. Now, this would be if you were wanting to do their shop, right? And they did in May of 2020, they reworked their commerce feature to Facebook Shop. And there's I did a whole webinar on it, and there's a process that you go through, and people can either shop. If you don't have an e-commerce site, they can shop right from the app, and Facebook has all of the features for capturing the payment, putting into your bank account. You have to then ship it. They have an inventory. There's a whole thing, or you can drive people over to your website if you have an e-commerce site. So the Shop Now is a new feature, and that's what they're talking about here. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back. So that's your Shop Your Products. If you have an e-commerce site and you want to use your Facebook business page, your Facebook page, to promote and show some of your merchandise on Facebook, I would suggest you look at this feature. You do not have to use the shop. You can do a post right in your regular, daily posting, talking about products, showing them, and then putting, the link to your e-commerce site. It doesn't have to go through Shop. It doesn't have to be that feature. I know as business owners, there's a lot that we do in a day, and adding one more layer of something that you have to manage may just put you over the top. So it's up to you. It's an option. I've seen businesses where they are shopping using Instagram, using my shop on Facebook. They have an e-commerce site, and then they're doing a robust email marketing, and it all works together. Now, they may have a team that's helping with that. I don't know. So again, in your marketing strategy, this may be a goal of yours to eventually put some of your products up on a shop on your Facebook business page as a way to guide people over to your e-commerce site, or as a way to test to see if you want to have sell some products. I've seen restaurants who don't want to have a full-on e-commerce site, but they have merchandise they want to sell. Maybe they have their hats, their t-shirts, their mugs. And so they sell it through their Facebook shop directly off the app. So those are just kind of like some of the options that are available to you. Add an appointment booking. This is for you if you take appointments, right? And you can put them here, list them, what days you're taking the appointments. I've seen this also interface with some of the third-party apps that salons, workout fitness centers use, spas use, and you can link this to your third-party app, or you can just, link it to Google, book instantly. Do you want to double book? So these are all some of the options that you have in creating the appointments. Let's see what happens when I click. See, I don't have any services, right? So I don't have anything done. So it doesn't make sense. It links to your services. So again, here it's going to my the Google appointment thing. It's going to the Google calendar. And so this is an area where if you take appointments, if you have services and let's say, you're a, let's go back to my Facebook page. If you're a hair salon and you want to do that and you want to set your appointments, or I've seen it for spas, I've seen it for boutiques that take shopping appointments. Yeah, get back to Facebook, come on. Yeah, you're going to be stuck there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we're just going to get out of this because it is stuck. Let's go back to Facebook here. Okay, so the appointments is something that you may want to use, you may not want to use. How to host paid online events is here, and then showcase your menu. Here, this is for businesses, restaurants, right? Okay, told me it wasn't available right now. I don't know what we're doing here, so let's go back to LL Consulting. So these are, the features that you have available to you. The menu, I have not seen that many businesses. Oh, and now it takes appointments on my page. Oh yeah, so yeah, we don't want to do that. So the menu is, I've seen some restaurants build out the menu feature. Again, it's one more step you have to do. I've seen restaurants that just upload pictures of their menu. I've seen restaurants that just link their website because that's where their menu was. For example, last night with my daughter, we ordered online at a place here where I'm staying in Nevada County, and we go right to their website. You order online, they can get it delivered. So they have interfaced all of that. Some restaurants haven't gotten that far yet, and will use that, showcase their menu here, and then it will pop up. So if you're using the feature about here with the more, this is where some of the restaurants are uploading in this edit this page their pictures of their menus right there. I've seen that. So, and I have that. I'll show that on the PowerPoint. Okay, let's move on. We did appointments. I got to go ahead and fix that appointment thing in there because that is kind of crazy. I don't want to have appointments. So there
Lani,
are, yes.
The screen you showed a minute ago had a QR code, and someone asked how you get the QR code.
It's there for you. You have to go in your about, go up here on edit the page info, and it's created for you right there under this more. And that's your QR code.
And what about changing from dollars to a different currency?
Oh, I don't know. That's a really great question. You probably have to have it somewhere in the, I don't know how to answer that question. If it's in another currency, it might be in your settings because you're going to be talking about working internationally, right? If it's in another currency. All I know is that I'm set up as a, for American dollars. I do not. I will have to look that question up. Great question. See, I don't know everything. You could probably Google Facebook and they'll know right away.
How do you copy a QR code and use to paste elsewhere?
You just copy it and cut it and screenshot it and then paste it in there. That's my understanding. I have not used the QR code. It's brand new. I just saw it the other day, 2 days ago, when I was working with a client. I don't use them. I would assume that you just either, you just cut and paste it. It should be the QR code. Copy it, screenshot it, cut and paste it. Okay, we're good? Move on?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get out of it. So let's go to insights. And then, okay, so I'll go right here. So here's where we post, right? This is where we're going to be posting. Down here, you can create a live, you can create an event if you're doing an event, an offer. This is, again, a shortcut or an ad. Up here is where you're creating your post. When you click on there, this is what you see, right? My Facebook settings are open to public. Anybody, it's public can see this post. It's not just to friends, it's not just private. So then you write your post, and then you have all of these little features right here that you can add to it. If you wanted to do a COVID-19 update, here's where let people know how your products and services are changing. You would mark that post as a COVID-19 update. You have your get what's up messages, feeling, feeling happy or whatever. Just like in your personal profile, you have these kind of raise money, host a Q&A, your photo videos, get messages, check in, a watch party, and then get gift cards. So these are some of the things that you can add to your post when you're posting. So here's, and you can also just do, some of these backgrounds. You're just going to write. You don't have any, place you want to link them. You don't have a photo. You just want to say, hey, LL Consulting is excited to be in your area, or Happy New Year. That just is one of these features for these kind of, template posts that you would do. You don't really have anything to add to it. And because sometimes with content, Facebook is doesn't cost too much unless you start playing with the boost or the advertising. You really, the time and your creativity and really thinking through your strategy of creating posts is really, really important. And so I'm a big believer of posting 3 times a week. That's what you should try to strive for, so that you can really start to build some synergy. You have to have some kind of strategy. And thinking about content is always our hardest piece of putting together our Facebook marketing strategy. All of these things that I'm showing you, we can do those, but if you aren't driving and building your audience through some engagement in sharing and posting and educational things, talking about some new products, showcasing something, and creating posts on a regular basis, you are not going to build up the algorithm that is going to then have your post dropping into news feeds. Just going to be, it's just going to be harder for you to build an active, engaging Facebook presence for your business page. So really kind of, and that's what I do work with clients with the SBDC is, I can show you how to navigate this, but then it always comes back to you, the business owner or the marketing team, to really create that engaging content over a period of time.
Lani?
Yes.
There's a great question here, and I've heard you answer it before, so I think they're really going to like what you have to say. A person said, I don't even have a website. Can I make a business without a website?
You can, of course. And the question that what I always say is, remember that these social media platforms are not, you don't own them. You are kind of like renting space on them. With your website, you own that real estate. That is your, that they can't take you can't take your site down unless you don't pay for your renewal of your URL, right? So you really want to look at your website as being the place where you want to have everybody eventually land to, because you have full control over all of that content on that website. On your social media platforms, you don't always have that. You can have your site taken down. You can be reported for inappropriate posting. It is, and they don't do it very often, but they do it. You could lose your third-party social media platform or third-party program. With a website, that is where people go to really learn more about you. You can go deeper into about your business. You can put your e-commerce site there. You have full control over that website. So eventually you do want to have that as one of your goals, is to have some kind of website presence where you then, and remember that social media is social engagement. That's where people come in daily or weekly to have, in the moment social engagement. Your website is where it's a one way. It's where people go to learn more about you, for example, for my website, to see where I've worked, what is the depth of my services, what are the depths of my client base. And so you want to kind of remember there's those two differences. They work well, and you should have always one social media platform for really creating engagement with an audience, but then you want to have a website that you own, you control, you can build out deep, and use as a place where people will eventually go and land. So the last area before I flip over into the PowerPoint again is insights. And insights, of course, the beauty of social media is that, unlike some of the more print and radio and more traditional type of advertising and marketing, is that you get to see how it's performing. Now, it can be kind of overwhelming, and there's a lot here. And so, we could just do a whole hour on just what are insights, what should I be looking at, how often should I go. So this is the back end of my website, right? These are my insights. Here are all of the things that you can look at. How are they performing? How are they doing? You can slide up, you can see my five most recent posts. How engaging were they? This one had a reach of 34 folks, organic. It had a big engagement of 4 people. So I could boost that, right? This is something that I can boost. That means I could pay as an engaging post. I can boost that to reach a new audience. And really, because it says that it really had traction with folks that are already liked my page, or it dropped into their news feed. So that might be an area where I might want to invest, right? So there's your 5 most recent posts. If you click on any of these, they're going to go into deeper page views. It's going to show you from, this period of time up here in the last week. You can go a week, a month, a quarter. You can download these pages and actually sit there with your team and look at your reports and say, oh my gosh, what did we do on this date? And why did I have a spike at Sunday at 7 a.m.? What did we post that was like totally, engaging and really was like, let's do it again. Your reach, you can go to your likes, you can see who's been liking your page when you had some, okay, pretty flat. Oh, she posted something that week. Again, here's that spike. I really had an organic, oh yeah, we remember we hadn't posted anything for like a long time, and then we posted something. That's what you're going to see the spike in. So these are just really very informational. You can see all the back end. You can see what's really people are resonating with. You can see if how your shop's doing. Of course, I don't have a shop, so we're just going to go back. onto that. So you can just kind of come down here and whoops, sorry guys, don't mean to do that. I know it just drives you crazy when you see people flopping all around your followers. If you had an ad, you'd see how that performs. So this insights is really important. And I know businesses are like, well, I never look at it. I know it's doing okay. You really should look at it and see how it's performing. Even if you just go in, once a month, once a week, once a quarter and check it out. I think you should look at it probably if you are a robust Facebook page and you're really, pushing out content, you've got an ad going, maybe you have an offer. You're going to want to look at this on a daily basis, maybe, or a weekly basis, at least by the end of the week, and see, okay, what is it telling me? And you may go, I don't even know what it's telling me. Then that's maybe when you want to make an appointment with one of your SBDC advisors or somebody else you're working with, or a colleague that that has a really better understanding of Facebook page than you do, and say, hey, could you just tell me what this is really saying to me?
Lonnie?
Oh, yes.
There's a question. It said from Mike. It's under insights, under people for followers. I get demographic data is currently unavailable. Do I need to reach a minimum? He's currently at 83 followers.
Oh, yeah. Under followers and the demographic information.
Right.
Under followers, I don't see that where he's.
It says under insights, under people.
Oh, people. Oh, down there.
For followers.
People who viewed, people who. See, I had people. I don't know.
I'm going to read this specifically to make sure I'm not getting it wrong. Under insights, under people, for followers, I get, in quotes, demographic data is currently unavailable, quote.
He'll have to put that in. We'll have to answer that at another time.
Okay.
Because I for some reason, my Facebook. So I am going to switch gears. So Mike, I will get that answer to you, okay? Because I have to find it.
Mike, can you email, put your email to me in the chat, and I'll save the chat and we'll get back with you on that question?
Okay, so let's go forward. These are what you're going to see when you get all this. So this is everything I went through. Here's an example of a Nels, and this is their services, right? And then they have Book Now. Here is one for a brewery that has services, and the brewery has yard games, dog friendly, restaurant. They put all that into their services page. So that's an example you'll get. Trying to get to the end here. There's reviews. There's your offer. Here's what the offer. This was an offer for flowers. It sits over here under, if you looked at your business Explorer and you looked under your tab, this is where it sits under offers. And that's what people will see when in their news feed. So if they're following offers and they're going to click on that and they're going to see what businesses they've been following or was in their location area, because there maybe that business is doing an ad and you live in that area, the offer is going to pop up there on their site, your visitor profile. So if you want to see some offers, you could go to your own personal profile and look at that tab and you can see what they're doing. Here's the Urban Retreat Day Spa. This is where they posted the job. They're looking for a lash artist full-time. Apply now. So that's what it looks like once it's been filled out. This is your appointments. And this is the menu page. So under the menu, which I did not have selected because I'm not a restaurant, they have photos of their menus here, and then they have business info. So this is what most people are doing. They're not really filling out the menu feature as much. Let's just get past, there's your insights. Okay, so Facebook's resources available to help you stay healthy and stay connected. This is, I showed you this. This is about COVID-19 update. You're going to mark it as an update. The other area that people are using is right down here when I showed you that. Open now, pick up delivery. That is another COVID-19 feature that they added. We talked about that. These are some of your ready-made templates that are available to you as a business page. I have the link right here. This is embedded in your PowerPoint deck you will receive. You can click right on there. For example, let's say you're just wanting to do one of these templates and you want to push it out in one of your content postings. Shop with us online. That will go into the post. It'll drop into the, it'll show into your followers feeds and go into other news feeds. And so these are some of them that are pre-done, that if you wanted to do that, you didn't have time to put one together, just wanted to put that on there. And then also Facebook has, when the pandemic started, you can do digital gift cards. If you don't have that set up with your business already, you can use one of Facebook's partners. And I think they partner with Square. They have a couple different partners. And if you're using that as one of your captures for capturing online sales or sales within your business, that you can then create the gift card through Facebook. And it's right here and has a whole process to go through. Again, they with the messaging, they have automatic responses, and you probably see these that pop up. If you're using direct message, if you're using Messenger as a way to stay connected with your businesses, as you should, then they have, I'm sorry, guys, that just flipped by itself. They have these messages that are, candid messages, and you can select all of them or you can select one. I see them pop up quite a bit when I'm going to a page that I'm following, or I'm researching a page for a client, and it'll pop up if they have Messenger. And it's just a way of, not currently taking new orders, but if you have questions on an existing order, feel free to send us a message here, right? These are some of the messages. There's 4 automatic responses. Take your events online. They have a whole feature on tutorial on how to take your events online, how to host a Q&A, go live with someone, showcase and explain your products or services, teach your audience how to do something. Here is, let me see, these are in my notes. So often I'm like, what should I be posting on Facebook during COVID? Well, right now, most of us have figured it out because we've been going through this for a whole good year. Here is one that up in Trinity County, they posted at their reporting, happy to say we can do online now, social distance, of course. So don't only are we opening on Monday, but you can come in out of the cold and eat and drink. So that is the type of post they're doing, something very organic, something very, and they had 41 people that liked it. They had 6 comments and 8 shares, very engaging. And of course, this is a very small community up in Weaverville, and they have very few restaurants. And so this was one of their main signature restaurants. So this, again, they said COVID-19 update. See right here, they hit that as one of their features that they wanted to showcase that, and that's where it shows right there, right? They also pinned this to the top. See where it says it's a pinned post? That is one of your options in your posting. You can pin it to the top so that it's the first thing that comes on your homepage when people go visit. What you have to remember is to unpin it after it's not relevant anymore. I've seen pin tops up there that have been pinned to the top since 2017. People will see that and they'll say, oh, they're not posting regularly. But right underneath it, they see that March 13th, they just posted something. So that's a feature to be aware of. Over here, see, closing soon, they have their hours. So this is where the COVID-19 update will sit. Keep posting, align your brand values, offer deals and promotion. Think about pushing out gift certificates. People are still not traveling. If you have a large tourism-based or visitor-based audience, you have them in email marketing. You may want to use that piece to reach them because you have their emails. If you're going to do an ad and you want to maybe reach an audience that's outside of your region and you want to push gift cards or gift to purchase, that you may want to, have that post there. This was a great one from Ace Hardware back on April 3rd. They did a video on seed starting, an easy and affordable way to grow your garden. And I just love this. They had 86 shares and it was a live video, organic. They created it. They just went through this process because you remember in April when we were all sheltered in place, a lot of people were coming and going back into their gardens and doing some of those projects that they couldn't do because they were busy working and traveling. So, the do-it-yourself became really popular. Provide organic value to your post. So here is the link to answer questions about, what is this one? Let's just link on there and see what that takes us. That takes us to the Facebook tutorial on how do I create and use saved replies in my Facebook message. So if you're doing a Q&A and you want to have that Q&A pop up, this tells you how to do that. And it will sit on your Facebook business page. Or you can take that information that you have on your website, most frequently asked questions, and then you can really import it into your Facebook page. So that is sitting there for you on your PowerPoint deck that you're going to get. Sorry guys, get to see everything. I got this thing just right. There we go. Showcase your products and services. This is a storefront in Nevada County. This is what she put in when she had to be closed. Since then, of course, they have limited capacity, a very small store, but she just hung a banner and told everybody every way that they could find them. Instagram, Facebook, and she put her handle right there. One thing that you want to kind of think about as you start to want to really build your social media platforms and really integrate it into all of your marketing is to develop a content roadmap. Think about the upcoming quarter. What are we going to post in April, May, and June? What events are happening in our local area? What am I going to put on my business page that maybe over here I put down, here are some of the areas of themes that are relevant to my business, and then up here are our platforms or are the ways that we promote and market our business. And then what am I going to do for my Facebook page with those? And so now they start to be aligned. So you can do it either any way you want to do it. So this was for All Fired Up. She's a pottery paint pottery, the pottery place that you go, and she has opened and closed and opened and closed, and she had a number of she had a Facebook page, she had her shop and studio, she participated in the farmers market, she had a website, and then her strip mall does promotions. So we were looking at back to school, what celebrations, of course this was back, and her roadmap was for Q4, and so she was looking at the end of the year, the Q4, right? And so that's just an example of a roadmap. You can create one, whatever makes sense to you, or work with your marketing team or your manager to kind of think about, okay, as I look into April, and maybe you just want to do it for 1 month. Okay, we got to post 3 times a week when the advisor said, so what am I going to post? Let's think about April. What's happening in April that's relevant? Because you got to go out and get the content. You got to go out and do the video. You got to go out and take the pictures, or you got to write the descriptions. This helps you kind of lay it out.
Lani?
Yes.
We have 4 minutes left, and there's a couple things I would like to mention, and then I have a couple questions. Just to let everyone know, we would love to find out where you're from, because we have so many people joining us. Believe it or not, we have 167 people who registered to participate, and we're covering a big territory. We'd love to find out where you're from. So please do send us a note in the chat. Let us know where you're located. And a couple questions I have for you, Lani. One is there a minimum number of followers I should have?
The more the merrier.
All right.
The amount is the more that are following you, the more that you are engaging them, and they're going to look at your post, and they're going to probably want to support your business, and they are your audience.
And then the next question is, when you post a job, how will people find it? Is there anything I can do to post to help people find it if they're candidates for the job?
Yeah. So you can put a post out, you can email, you can, if you're advertising in any kind of other LinkedIn, you have to promote it out. It's going to go into people's news feeds, but if you have other ways that you are promoting and marketing your business, include it in that too. So if you're going to put an ad in the paper, you can say you can also apply on Facebook or apply on LinkedIn, just the other ways that you are really announcing that you have a job opening. You may want to use your local smart centers that are there for helping businesses get the right candidates for their business, as well as aligning job seekers with businesses. So look up your areas that are helping with that business recruitment, of employee recruitment, helping job seekers find jobs, and you just need to push it out that way.
And Lani, something that I want to make sure everyone knows, I don't believe I mentioned it at the beginning. When you work with an SBDC advisor for your business, you aren't paying for that. And the reason for that is your tax dollars are paying for it. So don't think that it costs a lot of money for you to meet with an advisor. They are free services because of your tax dollars. And Lani has right here the information on the Shasta-Cascade SBDC. They just recently moved. This is no longer their address. They're actually in downtown Reading now. So we'll be updating that slide. Emily does have that email address, and that is the website. SBDCSC.org is our local office. If you are looking for an SBDC near you, you can go to the link here for Find Your SBDC, and you will find one near you. And Lani, what would you like to do? Do you want to talk for a couple minutes for questions? It's just about the bottom of the hour.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that question about, oh gosh, how could we, connect with Lani? If they have a specific question about this webinar or their Facebook, I could put in to everyone my email. Anybody can email me and I can answer their questions related to this webinar. I am totally
Lani,
fine with that. Yes.
Lani, let's funnel them through Emily, and then she can forward them to you.
Perfect. That's fine. So email them to Emily and she'll get them to me. I answer right away. I covered a lot of ground. It's the tip of the iceberg. I really appreciate all your time today. Great questions. Every time I do Facebook 101, I have 3 more new things that I have to, okay, how do you change it to Canadian dollars or yen or whatever those other, currencies are. So thank you for that question. And I appreciate you, Linda, so much. Thank you for hosting this today. And
I am happy to help you. And just to let everyone know, we did have a number of conversations going around in the chat. I did send a chat note. This is beneficial for the people who are on a phone call listening to us. And what I let you know is Lani is sharing these slides. In about 3 to 4 days, you'll receive an email from Emily. It's going to include Lani's slide deck. It's going to include a link to the video that right now is being recorded. So you will have access to this again. So don't feel like you had to digest it all in this one visit. Lani does pack a lot of material into her 90-minute sessions, but do check out the calendar for SBDC.org. Go there and look at our calendar. There are a lot of different training sessions. We would love to see you at one of them. A few minutes ago, I posted a link to a survey, and we'd love to hear your feedback on this webinar. Anything we can improve, we would love to hear from you. And also, if there's other topics you would like us to train on, we'd like to consider them for future webinars.
Great. And whoops, I'm going to stop sharing, I guess. So that's it. Thank you, everyone. I have my video turned back on again, so you know I'm still here. I am just go ahead, look at your Facebook page, see if you could make 1 or 2 or 3 changes from today's webinar, and you are well on your way.
Lani, I have one question I want to squeeze in because it's really important for this particular session. Someone asked, if you already have Facebook, how do you set up a business Facebook page?
Okay, so let me go and demonstrate. You just go through your profile. And so if you have to go have a personal profile page, right? And then you just go and you create it from there. There's a place I want to demonstrate it. Should I just go and jump in there right away and
Sure, I'm happy to give you a few more minutes because we want to serve. We're here to serve.
Okay, I'm trying to get out of there. Let's just delete that. Let's go back to here.
One of the comments, Lani says, this is a gold mine of information. Thank you.
Let's hope we can extract some of it and make money with it, right? Okay, so I am going to go over to my profile. Now let's go back just to my profile. So here's Lani Lott. You're seeing my personal profile. So right here are those 3 dots. And you should be able to create, I don't know where you find it on your personal page here. I'm just seeing it. That's a really good question. I just did it so long ago. I don't know where you find it to do it.
We go back to one of my favorite tools in these situations, Lani, good old YouTube asking a question.
Yeah. Well, and you can go on to Facebook too and ask right up here, create a business page.
Oh, here someone says it's pages, create a page.
Oh, right here. Yes.
I love when we help each other. Thank you.
I just like, you have had one for so long, and then right there you create a page and you're ready to go. So it's under your, again, under that bar that's on your personal page. Right here, I'm on Lani Lott, right? So it's going to be, so you're seeing it different. I know you guys see it over there, but that is where you find it.
Great information, Lani.
Thank you.
And
Linda.
we are wrapping up now on Lani. If you could return to the slide that has the contact information for Emily, just in case someone wants to pull out their phone and take a quick picture.
There it is.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm going to stick around for just a moment so I can do some saving and responding to the chat. And thank you, Lani. I'm going to wrap up our recording.
Okay.